Welcome to the Forum Watch, DKVine's own topic review, hosted by Scrap69 and some other member who I can't remember. Listen to the Forum Watch or also kill you. I'll slaughter or shoot ya, whatever will suit ya. Maybe I'll frame ya, or maybe I'll maim ya.
Welcome to the Forum Watch. I'm Scrap69 and joining me today is my guest... John the Hentai Octopus Monster. Every time you rape a Japanese schoolgirl, why do you have to throw their bloody corpses onto the deck? And how do you find these Japanese schoolgirls anyway? If you keep raping them and killing them, you're gonna run out. There's only so many Japanese schoolgirls out there. Couldn't you just find and rape Bambi? I'm sure his squeals of pain would surely delight you far better than their screams. I mean, come on. Look at how much spunk you leave on these dead lasses. Not to mention you split a few of them in half. Gosh, look at all this gunk on my hands. Well, I guess it is the Forum Watch's real due diligence to clean up your mess off the Gangplank Galleon's deck every week. Alright, lad. Actually, all this spunk is making me feel quite a bit randy. I'm off to the cabin to have a bit of a wank, eh? Alright, time to leave a message to the Kongversation. I can't believe I still haven't found another way to get my rocks off. So how's that song go again? If you want to call the Kongversation, call 1281-410 and a word. Alright. 1281-410 and a word. Let's try Metroid. M-E-T-R-O-I-D.
Should have been Metroid. Should have been Metroid. Should have been Metroid. Should have been Metroid.
Okay, that was obviously the wrong number. Okay, let's try that again. 1281-410 and Crystal. K-R-Y-S-T-A-L.
I'm sure the next trailer for this Star Fox game will be Crystal will pop out of a swimming pool in a bikini, slowly approach the camera and then take off her bikini top, and on one nipple it says "this game" and on the other it says "is DKU."
Oh, fuck! Wrong bloody number again. I'm getting bloody pissed off. Okay. Calm down. Calm the fuck down, Scraps. Okay. 1281-410 and wank. W-A-N-K.
Hi, this is Duck Wank, connecting you to single ducks in your area. If you would like a duck to put its beak on your left arse cheek, press 1 now. If you would like a duck to put its beak on your pharyngeal...
Oh, bloody fucking hell, eh? Oh, I'm getting bloody fucking outraged. This is worse than the bloody apartheid, and I'm just getting more and more furious. Those bloody blood diamonds, they don't bloody sell for shit. Bloody hell. No matter who you bloody sell it to, they're like, there's too much bloody pity and shit on this shit. Alright. let's type in another number and give it a shot. 1281 410. And I'll just dial 4 random letters and hope it bloody works. G'day, lads. Bloody hell. I'm just bloody outraged, eh? It's fucking a bloody awful day. There's too much bloody sexual innuendo in this world. I'm just bloody can't stand it, you know? Like, I have to tell you. I can't stand it because I'm actually a virgin. I've never been touched. That is, until bloody zombie Nelson Mandela came over and he started fiddling with my bloody testicles, eh? I don't know what to do with this world. Rare and their bloody banjo games. It's just outrageous. I just want to bloody get a gun and shoot everyone in the bloody head. I mean, what the bloody hell is this world going up to, you know?
All right, well, thanks for calling, Scraps.
Yeah, we appreciate the impetus, the passion, the drive that you have to. I'm going into a Goldblum thing.
Yeah, you are. It's
but,
really you're going to start, espousing chaos theory here.
Yeah, chaos. John, to subscribe to chaos theory.
Anyway, yeah. So,
it didn't sound like there was a question anywhere.
No, I really haven't. We haven't heard from Scraps in a while. I was surprised to get that call.
Yeah, I know. It was rather nice, but he left us the message, and I guess that's the end of it.
What the bloody hell? I'm gobsmacked. Bloody fucking hell.
I think the DKVine hotline's broken, Chad, because I still hear his voice.
Yeah, apparently it is. Wait a sec. Scraps, are you out there?
I'm out here in bloody gameplay.
Oh my god, this is a live call. Fuck.
Wait, how is that possible?
I don't know. We do this through a Google phone line thing, and it's supposed to be voicemail only. What the fuck is going on?
Is this chaos theory?
This is definitely chaos theory. My chaos theory.
It's a chaotic bedroom situation here, lads.
Yeah, bloody hell.
My god. Okay, Scraps, holy shit. Hello, welcome to the show.
G'day, how's it going, eh? I'm glad to have finally joined your show, eh?
I think that whatever was in his throat finally cleared up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Matt's semen. Matt's spunk.
Yeah, it's nice when your semen can finally clear out. Well, it's actually kind of fortuitous that you happen to get the live line somehow, considering you are one of our silverbackers that we owed a full episode of the show.
Woohoo!
So,
what a wacky coincidence this is.
That's amazing. Almost as if we planned it ahead of time.
Oh, Chad, we never planned this show out ahead of time.
No, it's entirely unscripted, off the cuff, just wacky shenanigans with 2, sometimes 3 fellas.
But that's what you just said in the script, so in a way that's sort of scripted.
I'm sorry, did you need another reading of that?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's wacky shenanigans with 2, sometimes 3 fellas.
Oh.
Is that better? Can we edit that in?
Okay, yeah, let's definitely do that. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So let's all right. 3, 2, 1, roll. Okay. Hyle?
Yes.
You had something to say.
Is there a script?
I was doing a bit, goddammit.
Oh, goodness.
No. Scraps, thank you for being a silverbacker and for donating to keep DKVine afloat. As you know, we were shooting to renew the server for another year, but we actually made enough scratch, thanks to you and others, to go for a full 3 years. So if we completely jump the shark, you are entirely responsible.
Oh, really? Oh, well, that's great. I'm so glad that... how did the jump the shark happen again? Bloody Batman got bat spray and the shark jumped on him?
No, not at all. Oh, you don't know about Happy Days.
No, absolutely not. I'm not American, so all your TV show references just blow past my head, just like Matt's spunk.
We don't get television in Australia.
Yeah, we enjoy watching bloody kangaroos and crocodiles battle it out.
Well, we enjoy that here as well. I think that's universal.
Oh yeah, that's a night at the bar.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Now for the uneducated at home, the Silverbacker program is something we ran a few months ago.
I thought you were going to discuss when Fonzie jumped the shark for the uneducated at home.
No, look that up. You have the internet at your disposal. We're not here to sit and explain every little bit of pop culture that we reference.
Look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
Just like you can look up my anus.
Oh, this is going to be a fun episode.
Innuendo.
Oh yeah.
See, you don't have Saf on your show anymore, so I'm going to do what I can to fill the gap. So you'll be hearing plenty of.
You're going to fill his gap.
Innuendo.
Anyway, Scraps was one of two people who donated enough money to basically hijack a full episode of the Kongversation.
Yeah.
And he is the first one to cash in this contract, so to speak. So we had Grant Kirkhope lined up this week. We had Grant Kirkhope and then Kevin Callahan to explain the Diddy Kong Racing Wii U rumors that they have been bumped because of Scrap 69.
And we were going to do a whole episode with Conquer the Squirrel. And that got bumped as well.
Actually, Scraps, thank you for that, because
Well, hang on, I want to be on the show too. Oh God, I'm so glad I don't have to vamp on this one.
Like Vampire Diaries, or
That's exactly what I was referencing.
so
I have a funny story about Boone from Lost. Which brought up the Vampire Diaries.
No. So Scraps, what ought we talk about? Because the deal for the Silverbacker program was that you hijack the show and you force us at gunpoint, or I guess at money point, but money is speech, speech is weapons, at gunpoint to talk about a topic of your choice. What topic do you choose?
well, generally I like to talk about me testicles. But
Jesus Christ.
This is such a contrast from last week's Fangamer interview. This is
I don't know. They seem eerily similar. You guys, that Fangamer interview was edited heavily. Heidi Mandolin spent so long talking about testicles. It was really off-putting.
oh really? I would have liked to hear that. Like the salty testicles, the shriveled testicles, how they kind of go into a weird position when you're in the bathtub, like testicles are a really interesting thing, they've got interesting fluctuations of size, except when they're cancerous.
I didn't really want the server money that bad.
I think we can shut down DKVine. Just issue full refunds.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
It's
we
fine.
we'll be the Kickstarter with its tail between its legs, saying you don't get your money back, but you also don't get anything we promised. No, seriously, Scraps. Aside from testicles,
okay,
what DKU topic would you like us to discuss? And granted, I understand that thanks to Conker's Bad Fur Days Boiler Boss, testicles are fair game.
And Bug of the Nut.
Bug of the Nut.
Yeah,
well, I thought that was
right.
more about his cock. Oh, no. Yeah, his meat and two veg. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if I can't talk about me nuts, let's talk about. Let's talk about nuts of a different kind. The nuts of Banjo, Kazooie, and Rareware games in general. Yeah, let's do that. DKU game testicles.
Okay.
Innuendo.
Oh, innuendo.
Innuendo about testicles or innuendo in general? Because
Yeah, let's do that. Innuendo in general.
I can only think of a few very specific nut jokes that they shoehorn into the E-rated games in the Donkey Kong universe. But, well, okay, so, that's definitely something that anyone who's familiar with Rare's, especially Nintendo 64 output, would know is that
more like Nintendo 69, am I right, lads?
Yeah, bloody hell.
Yeah, blood diamonds. Anyone would understand that while the games were E-rated, at least the majority of them, Rare was always cramming them full of cheeky innuendo, which should not have passed by modern standards. But thankfully, I guess the ESRB didn't comb too carefully, or Nintendo didn't back in the day.
The ESRB never really combs carefully. From what I understand, they get a video of like all of the moments the developers think would be suggestive.
Are you serious? Is that how it works?
I don't think they ever play the full game. No. How many games would they have to play? The ESRB is a very small group of people. It's
I thought it was like a massive army of outsourced like Nielsen households.
No, it's like six. It's like 6 people.
6 people to rate all of interactive entertainment.
To rate them, not rape them.
That's right.
Or rape them. I'd prefer if they rape them, honestly, you know? Like, why do you think there's a hole in the middle of those CDs? I mean, come on.
You had it head first, lad. ESRB is deserving of rape.
No, well, like, you know, I mean, the hole's small enough, and those people at ESRB are fucking small dickless cunts anyway when they censor games. Oh wait, no, that's Australia.
Anything.
Sorry, lads.
Wait. No, now this is an interesting tangent, and while you know we often entertain tangents on the Kongversation, I don't want to presume that we would do that in your episode, but if you would indulge,
no, I'll indulge. Go for it.
No. To get tangent free, that's going to cost you another $70.
That's right. Yeah, that's a premium. Now we're going to talk about X-Files for the next 90 minutes. No. I'm curious. So the ratings board in Australia actually censors the games?
Oh yeah, it's atrocious.
How do they do they have access to the source code? I mean, how does that happen?
Oh, well, look, it's more that if you can't get a legitimate rating in Australia... So what had happened about a few years ago, the best rating you could get for a game was MA15. And if you went beyond something that is MA15, so something that would be categorized as restricted 18, then that game would be banned.
Wait, well, why does it have the number 15 in it? It's not for people 15 and older?
Suitable for people 15 and older. But if there's material that's like video game material and only video game material, because you can have porn and especially porn and all other material that can go through, except for interactive entertainment, that was only limited to MA15. So anything that wasn't MA15 and was restricted 18, that would get banned. So as a result, what they would say is you can't sell this game in Australia. You have to edit your game in order for it to be sold. So that's what they would force game developers to do, to follow some fucking country that's in the arse end of the earth, right? To edit their games.
Now, granted, that's the only reason you're on the ass end of the earth is because the maps were drawn by Europeans.
That's the only reason. It doesn't have at all any reason to do with geographical distance or anything like that.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, look, outer space is arbitrary. The globe could easily be turned upside down and it would make just as much sense.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So we'd be the head of the world blowing.
Exactly.
If you know what I mean.
And Europe and Canada and to an extent, the United States would be in the ass end of the world.
That would be weird to see the bloody Earth upside down on a map.
I think there was actually a West Wing episode where it was Hyle. I believe it was a giant block of cheese episode where there was a group of people lobbying to overturn the mapping standards. Do you recall that episode? How did you feel about that episode, Hyle?
Well, I really want to talk about the episode of Lost where Boone died, because I have some unsaid feelings about that episode.
Well, and that's interestingly that it ties into what I was discussing, because I remember theorizing about where the Lost Island was, and you remember when that polar bear came out of Tunisia? I was thinking that perhaps geographic antipodes from Tunisia through the Earth could have identified where that island is. But what's your...
You know the great thing about the Lost Island?
Yeah.
Is that it doesn't follow any international mapping standards because it can move wherever it wants to be. It can be north, south, east, west. It basically makes its own rules.
You know who else makes their own rules? The cigarette smoking man off of X-Files.
He does. He makes the rules. He sits in a room and he decides who lives, who dies, what sports teams win. He controls it all, but he's still deeply unsatisfied because he really wants to be a pulp novel writer.
That's right. I'm going to shoot JFK. Done. However, I'm not going to shoot Frohickey because I respect him as a person.
I put a hole in JFK's head, but what about the hole in my heart?
That's right. The only thing he can plug that with is nicotine.
I plugged JFK with my penis.
Hey, we have a guest.
Hey, how's it going, Scraps?
Back to my point about the RA, the MA15. What had happened a few years back is it went to restricted 18. So you'd think with the rules, any game would be able to go through, right? Without any censorship, right?
You would hope if someone is 18 years or older that, at that age, you've pretty much seen everything you're going to see for the rest of your life, so nothing should shock you.
Exactly. So they still, even with an R18 rating, they still force game developers to restrict gaming content. And the best example of that is the South Park Stick of Truth. There's a scene where there's an anal probe. Spoilers, by the way.
Oh no, I've played through probably about 98% of that game. After Canada, I moved to New York and I haven't picked it up yet.
Oh, okay.
And I've been anal probed, so no surprises there.
Yeah.
So there's a scene there, and they forced the developers to restrict it. So it's sort of sad.
And it was an 18 rated game.
Yep, that's right.
Wow, that's so okay. So it's not like the Australian ratings board actually censors it themselves. They basically tell the developers, like, either you censor your material or we will not release it in this country.
That's correct. Yep.
That's horrible. They're holding the creative process hostage, essentially.
You could say it's like the cock of the imagination. Sorry. But with a C-O-C-K.
Oh, I get it. Innuendo.
Oh!
I shouldn't be making fun of Saf because he's not here to defend himself. That's just bad form.
I can't really remember what you mean by that innuendo, but anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, because you recently got the Forum Watch up on iTunes, I have been listening to it like on an endless loop for the last week on my commute. I've gotten all the way caught up, but at least in the first 4 or 5 episodes, anytime there was a little spark of innuendo, Saf would say innuendo, and the same thing for when something was like a callback to an earlier joke. He would say callback. So that's what I say. Since he's not here, I'm going to take it upon myself to fill that void.
So it's like how the Forum Watch takes the piss out of the Kongversation, and now the Kongversation's taking the piss out of the Forum Watch. Oh wow!
All bets are off.
Yeah,
we're really just one big connected catheter at this point. I mean,
taking each other's piss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind having someone splash their piss all over my face. It would be nice. It's like a golden shower.
It's like a golden shower in that it is the definition of a golden shower.
Yeah. I can see our YouTube subscribers plunging dramatically,
plunging like a neckline. Look at those boobs, lads, eh?
Yeah, those bloody diamonds fell off the cliff, eh? Oh shit.
Okay, so we were talking about ratings, talking about innuendo in games. So a lot of the Australian, the rare games that were released out there, like Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, did they have a higher than normal rating, or were they all basically your version of E?
Yeah, no, it was our version of E, which was good. Yeah. Yeah, so
That's what they're rated? Good?
yeah.
This game's good. This game's a bit naughty.
Yeah. I don't mind sort of categories like that.
A bit mildly naughty.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah. Banjo-Kazooie character mildly naughty.
Reference.
I'd really like to see Matt do an ESRB where he goes, a bit nice or a little bit of wanking or I don't know. And it's on the bottom right of the box.
Yeah, there would be, I think Conquer would be rated CW for copious wank.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. All right, cool.
Wank.
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 All right, so this episode's going nowhere fast. Let's get it back on the rails.
All right, so let's... Yep, go on.
No, please, be my guest.
All right, so let's talk about...
Literally. Innuendo.
Callback. Okay, let's talk about...
Every time I say innuendo now, it's going to be a callback. So it should be followed up. It'll be innuendo, callback.
Oh, yeah. Innuendo, callback. Innuendo, callback. Like it's like a vicious circle, really, isn't it?
It exactly is, yeah. Innuendo, callback reference. Innuendo.
All right. So, as you lads were well aware, Banjo-Kazooie... Well, I think this is the best example of when there was a lot of inappropriate jokes and sexual jokes made by the Rareware developers for kids. And the thing is you can...
Well, I don't think they were making...
Hang on.
It wasn't sexual jokes for kids.
No, these are not for children. You're just like I'm imagining like one of the farmhouses at Rare Limited with these pervy developers like Steve Mails. I came up with another cock reference for a child. Oh boy, I can't wait until a 5-year-old girl plays this game and reads about a penis. Oh boy.
No, well, like for example, in Pterodactyl Land, you're absolutely right. There's a rock formation in front of Mumbo's house that looks like a penis, and there's sperm coming out onto an ass.
DKVine was the first to identify that.
Yeah, we were the first to point it out.
I think, Hyle, I know my memory is hazy, but I think I was the one who spotted it. Is that accurate? And
no, I definitely spotted it before... No, wait. This was after DKVine, so yeah, you may have spotted it first.
Yeah, because I saw that.
No, because I thought I brought it to you. I mean, God, it's been so long.
It's been so long, but we definitely made one of our main site Mystery Science Theater funnos about it.
Yeah, we had rotating images, and
we called those funnos internally
because we huffed glue as children.
I wish I could have huffed glue with you guys, except I would have mixed in my spunk with the glue.
Innuendo.
That's
Call
not
back.
an innuendo, Chad. This can't be. That's not an innuendo when you just say explicit.
I know, but that's what Sap did every time. Scraps would be like, "Oh, I can't wait to get my cock up that lass," and he'd say innuendo.
In her endo.
Oh, now that's an innuendo.
No, the okay, this is just a mess. The pterodactyl land, it was a rock formation. It was in the land basically. You could only really make it out if you're flying above with Kazooie.
Yeah.
But it was basically the land was sculpted as a penis in a refractory period.
You're struggling for words here. I mean,
I'm trying to be as clinical as possible.
Okay. You can't be.
It was a penis that is in the refractory period. It is less turgid than the standard sexual appearance of said sexual organ, and it is dribbling ejaculate onto what appears to be the posterior region of a human being.
I thought the implication was it was in the midst of pulling out, leaving beyond. It left its massive bounty in said posterior, and it was pulling out, dribbling a few remnants behind.
I think you guys are getting it entirely wrong. I think the ass is actually shitting out at the cock.
Oh my god, leave it to Scrap 69 to take a beloved obscene platformer reference and turn it and make it vulgar. I was on board until we brought the Scheiße shit German porn into this.
But no, I think that was the most egregious example of Rare hiding something adult in their games. That was shocking. I mean,
well, and they had to know that. I mean, Nintendo Power makes these top-down maps for like every stage, at least in those days, and they had to have known that even if that was a level where you can't fly around as Kazooie, someone was going to see this.
I wonder if that's what made Nintendo say, "Yep, we're selling them."
It all came out of Nintendo Power's Player's Guide editors.
Yeah, it all came out, literally.
They're like, guys, this is a lawsuit waiting to happen. Let's get rid of these fuckers.
Yeah, that's right. So
that what else was there in the Banjo series? Because you specifically cited BK and BT as
you jumped to the most shocking.
Yeah.
We've already climaxed, and now we just have to make awkward conversation.
Yeah, this is like when you come too fast and too furiously, and you have to think about something upsetting like Paul Walker's death to continue on having sex.
yeah, actually, that's called a sad ending in massage parlors. They show videos of Hitler and
it's a good thing I'm turned on by Auschwitz, lads.
yeah, and a person like the massage lady gets replaced with someone in a wheelchair.
Oh Jesus! So she's like awkwardly trying to reach up to you to massage, and she can only really get your love handles.
That's a sad ending. All right.
That sounds sad, yeah.
All right. So if you want to make it a DKC reference, then I suppose let's go back to Naughty's, very naughty and naughty. Because if you think about it, they're called Naughty Beavers, which could probably mean naughty vaginas. And Necky's nuts.
Or it's because they have big teeth and they gnaw on
yeah,
things.
because beavers are known for gnawing on wood, but that's probably not what the reference was. It's definitely an innuendo.
Callback. And I suppose there's Necky's nuts.
Yeah, well, no, think about it. It was a naughty beaver stashing a giant banana. So, maybe.
Oh, maybe. There could be something there. Oh, and wait, Hyle, one of our phonos was about this. Remember? There was like beaver, banana. You remember? It was
I don't.
It was a screen grab of either very naughty or really naughty. After you have defeated them with with the giant banana falling down, and it was like beaver banana, because that's the kind of prurient schoolyard humor that we have not aged out of.
I'm sorry I didn't remember that. I huffed a lot of semen back in the day.
That's okay. It was top notch.
It was my semen. That's right.
Oh.
Yeah. So there was also Necky's nuts and Mugly's mound.
Oh, from Returns.
From Returns, that's right. So it can even expand to Retro's humor as well, if you think about it.
Can it, though? Because I guess, we can try and find innuendo callback in just about anything, but I think we should focus on what's clearly the developer's intent. And I'm curious, do you think that Mugly's mound is meant as some sort of grotesque innuendo?
Probably not, but I just found it on the internet as I was researching it half an hour before this episode, so...
Wait, we've established that you called the hotline with no intention of speaking to us.
Oh, that's right. Where's that say? What's that say in the script again? Oh,
no, I'm sorry. Let me try again. We've established that you called the hotline with no intention of speaking to us.
That's correct.
Is that a better?
Chad.
Is that a better reading?
okay? Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad.
Hyle,
we did
are these pretzels making you thirsty?
You know.
What are you talking about?
Reference.
You know what does make me thirsty? Semen surprise.
Now there's a good segue.
So that's referring to Jolly Roger's menu. And in that menu, because the character's Jolly Roger, and I think the other one's Mary Maggie, who's a frog, who's in drag, essentially. So Jolly Roger in the gay bar, I suppose, yeah, we can call it a gay bar, right?
I mean, it's not explicitly that, but I think it's generally accepted that Jolly and Mary are in the LBGT community.
It was confirmed by Loveday.
Oh, was it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah. In Scribes, back then, he said, he just matter-of-factly said, yeah, he's gay. What?
Oh, okay.
Well, word of God.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. We're sort of hinting at something else at the latter end of this episode. Anyways,
it's interesting that we have to declare that word of God, because traditionally God wants nothing to do with the homosexuals.
But no, Jolly Roger. I mean, just his name alone it's a reference to the gay community.
It's a reference to a pirate flag. What are you talking about?
It's an innuendo, Chad.
Callback.
No, Jolly Roger. Jolly is remember in the episode of The Simpsons where Smithers says his favorite candy is a Jolly Rancher.
I get, yeah.
It's code words. It's like
Jolly,
the hanky code.
Really jolly. So like anytime anyone talks about Santa Claus, he like jolly old Saint Nick, they're saying.
I think this is antiquated to like the 70s. Like this is like what Harvey Milk referred to himself as. Okay. I don't really know. I'm not.
Harvey Milk was like, one day I'm gonna be played by Sean Penn. I hope he remembers that I'm a jolly guy.
Can I just say how obscure?
And then he made out with James Franco.
Can I just say how obscure that is? I mean, who would have thought a British developer would have been watching a Simpsons episode for someone called Jolly Rancher and then brought it into their bloody Banjo-Kazooie game? I'm just saying.
Well, no. I'm saying that it's not referencing the Simpsons episode. I'm saying it goes back to terminology that's kind of fallen into disuse, but
this is parallel evolution, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't. I mean, we look back on Jolly Roger and his bar now as actually being surprisingly progressive for the year 2000.
Yeah.
But it was filled with kind of juvenile, gay jokes.
Yeah. So how is that progressive again?
because Jolly Roger was openly gay and he was playable in Banjo Pilot, so good for Rare. He's shown to be friends with Banjo and Kazooie, and there's not like any like, haha, you're gay.
Kazooie's not like, look at this faggot.
Yeah. Yeah, because Kazooie, like, she takes the piss out of everybody for every reason, but not that, because even she, knows that's in poor taste.
Yeah, so. Exactly. And you're saying that half in jest, but Kazooie was definitely established for both games as like the crass, person in the duo who would basically say whatever's on her mind, and she never brought it up.
That's because she wants to be a fag hag.
Oh my! We call those scraps. We call them fruit flies in America, so we don't have to say the other F word.
Oh, really? You guys are so sensitive with particular words, like the N-word and the F-word.
Yeah. What in American history could possibly make us sensitive about that word?
Yeah, fuck nigga, what?
Oh my God.
All right.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna have to break out the bleep machine.
You probably have to explicit that, so beep.
No, it's okay. I'll just say innuendo.
Yeah. Callback.
I'm gonna have to start drafting a letter to the NAACP.
Yes. Dear Al Sharpton, I'm very sorry for what Scraps69 said on my podcast.
Look, Scraps, just because you hear it in a Dude Illigence song doesn't mean it's okay for you to say.
That's right. That's Dude Illigence and his darker toned audience's word.
You mean dark lads?
Wait, what? Is that a racial slur in Australia?
No, I just call them dark lads, it's not racist.
Oh my God!
And I call the white lads white lads.
How is that not racist?
I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah. No, I mean, I generally agree that Americans are very sensitive to social issues, but with the N-word, I feel like it's kind of justified.
I feel like until we pay those reparations, we have to, tread lightly.
Oh
So,
man!
yeah.
No, don't talk about reparations because you'll start another forum thread that will result in like half the forum getting banned.
Yeah.
Never been a better time to get banned.
That's right.
Don't worry, if you give them 50 cents, they might call themselves 50 Cent. I'm just saying. Call them different quantities of money and they'll become famous rappers. I'm just saying.
73 cent.
Yeah, 73. So 1 quarter, £2. I don't know. No, that's English. Sorry.
Yeah. 15 rupee.
This is becoming awkward. So, Toad in the Hole and salty dumplings.
Hang on. Becoming awkward. This was awkward from the start, my friend.
What started out as me lauding Rare for being surprisingly progressive at a time when no one was thinking has turned into just a barrage of racial slurs.
Yeah. This is a bevy of perceived hierarchical abuse and cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, bloody apartheid, eh?
All right, well, I will admit that the menu on in Jolly Roger's
Wait,
bar,
guys. I'm getting a call. Hold on. Hello, who's this?
No.
Hello, Hyle. You're on the menu tonight, bitch.
Oh wow, it's Scary Terry from off of Rick and Morty.
No, it's Donkey Konga 2, you motherfucker.
Oh, okay. Hi, Donkey Konga 2.
Where the fuck are you? Get back in the basement, bitch.
Okay. I'll be there at midnight as usual. I'll bring the lube. Don't worry.
Have you, Donkey Konga 2, have you been enjoying your nightly rejuvenated relationship with Hyle?
Oh, yeah, it's been good. I love it when he wears a gimp suit with buttless chaps. It really brings out the flesh to the black, you know.
Chaps, thank you for not saying ass. I have a very sensitive constitution.
I love it.
Chaps.
I love it when I use anal beads and just shove them right up his ass.
Wait, so you love it? You get off on his anal pleasure.
Oh, I just love watching it, baby. He screams like a bitch.
So, Hyle, is this the fun part of the slush fund, or what's going on here?
This is actually the apostrophe in a slush fund is actually a teardrop.
Yeah, he cries all right. There's buckets of tears, and I bathe myself in those tears afterwards.
Well, I reckon you can turn those around and make lovely salty lube.
Oh, yeah, it really stings in his anus.
I now know why. I now know why it takes Scraps like 3 weeks to edit the forum watch. It's because I thought our tangents were bad.
Oh my god. Well, thank you for dropping in, Donkey Konga 2.
Thank
Cheers,
you for
lads.
calling Donkey Konga 2.
I'll see you. I'll see you in the basement later tonight, bitch. Peace.
The basement.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So
That's
polite.
amazing, isn't that? Yeah.
Yeah, wow. You know, it's really curious how you stopped talking for the entire duration of Donkey Konga 2.
Clearly, he was engrossed with Donkey Konga 2's bon mots. Of,
You were just
wisdom.
beside yourself.
I just had nothing to add. I mean, what else could I say? Donkey Konga 2 summed it up brilliantly.
Yeah, I mean, this is a video game turned sentient, and we ought to make room for that in this show.
Exactly, like all the other obscure characters that we have. Yeah, absolutely.
I like how he sounds like Barry White after smoking like a pack a day. Like,
Oh, goodness. So,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
on
Yeah.
Jolly's menu, he's also got salty dumplings and Toad in the Hole, which...
Toad in the hole. This is where sometimes Rare's innuendos can become worse than intended, because apparently Toad in the Hole is an English meal. It's a dish that originated somewhere in Great Britain, and I didn't know that, and so I basically
apparently we don't even know how to say creme key properly because we were saying a creme quay.
Yeah, Quuay apparently spells key.
And both Matt and Joe jumped up our butts about it.
And I quite enjoyed it, lads? Innuendo.
Call back.
So, it's the British to American translation always doesn't work, but in this case, not knowing that Toad in the Hole was a joke, I thought it was just them being grossly sexually explicit. Like I didn't understand that it was a double entendre.
I thought like Jolly had like Toad from Mario like buried it in the back or something, and like I don't know, like I didn't know what Toad in the Hole could possibly mean, but
reference.
Yeah, but yeah, he had Seaman Surprise, which SEAMAN.
And that's obvious, you know.
Yeah. Every time I spunk, there are always little men coming out that usually sail boats, which is always a little bit weird. And when they go into the water, as I spunk into the ocean, they just sort of build a boat and sail away. Yeah, it is a bit of a surprise, I'd say.
So you're a father many times over.
Oh yes. Yeah,
you've got tiny microscopic children sailing the seven seas.
Absolutely. I fertilized some shark eggs, stingray eggs, octopus eggs.
This is becoming the worst Jimmy Buffett song I've ever heard.
Wait, Scraps, do you think that you might be responsible for Steve Irwin's death?
Oh, now that you think about it, he did penetrate him hard.
It could be one of your horrible half human, half stingray offspring.
Before his stomach, he went, "G'day, lad! Guess what's coming to you?"
I bet Bindy's gonna enjoy this on a program.
All right, Jolly's voice also. It was very like. This is where it's not one of Rare's proudest moments. Not a proud moment in the progressive.
Yeah, I was going to say let's loop back around to your heralding this segment of the game as progressive. Now,
well, you help rescue Jolly's transgendered lover, and it's not a big deal.
Wait. Are you telling me that two transgender or two LBGT individuals can't just be friends? They have to be lovers? Hyle, that is a gross stereotype.
Actually,
they refer to each other as partners.
Yep.
Yeah.
Business partners. They run a bar together.
Oh. I didn't say it that way. Sorry, Chad.
Yeah, so his voice wasn't real. It was very fey and very I mean, whatever. But I mean, only 3 years earlier they had an outrageously racist Indian elephant genie. So
I don't see what's racist about Taj.
No, I'm just repeating what you always say.
Wait, you're the one who referred to him in TED
friend.
Talks as a magically racist elephant genie.
Referencing you.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Ted was an actual real sentient person. You're telling me that there was a script behind the voice and it was actually you two?
Yeah,
What?
wait, you mean that cartoon?
Yes.
That was meticulously animated? No, that wasn't actually live action. I'm sorry to break that to you, Scraps.
I had I had a turd and I decorated a beard and a sailor's hat with eyes and I'd put my penis in it every night and now you've just ruined the image.
It's okay. Now you've got yourself a Mr. Hanky toy.
Yes. Howdy, Scraps.
Guess you're looking fine.
It's a sad day when I'm the one who has to keep the episode on track.
Okay,
Yeah,
so grab a sailor night.
Yeah, we don't get mulligans on this show, so we're going into the drink with this one.
Just the Mario Golf episodes.
Except as has been established on the pod DK Cast, none of us know the rules to golf. We don't know the rules.
I don't necessarily follow the continuity of the Pod DK cast. I'm sorry.
Okay. Wank, wank, wank.
So, Grab a Sailor Night is every Wednesday night. That's pretty implicit, I would say. And apparently Jolly's favorite dance is the Salty Seaman again. So
Wait. That's his favorite dance or his favorite drink?
I think that's his dance. Because if you get because Mary Maggie says later, 1 doubloon gets you 5 tankards of Seaman's brew. So
they must have like a whole crew in the back preparing that.
I know that's quite a bit.
And there's extra froth on the top. Oh!
That's why Captain Black Eye looked so despondent. He was just spent.
You could say they had a lot of head on their drinks. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You know, this is nice. We don't have to do anything to make him laugh. He can just make his own jokes and crack up at them. This is amazing.
Yeah, it is. And later on in the game, there's also Kazooie entering a trash can, and if you look at a sign, it says Jolly's Juice, but whether or not it's referring to Jolly Roger's juice,
no, it's referring to his accountant. It's referring to his accountant.
His accountant's name is Juice?
No, he has multiple accountants.
Oh.
Jolly's Juice.
I don't understand.
Oh,
that.
Juice! Jolly's Juice!
Oh, God! Oh, Jesus, Hyle! Jesus fucking Christ!
Oh, I can't do that joke now because when Scraps crossed the threshold earlier, when he dropped the N-bomb.
Yeah, I'm still shocked that actually happened on our show.
Don't worry, let's go to Poland and visit Auschwitz. What? Yeah, that's where Auschwitz was located.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It used to be Germany because they took over them. They literally took over them in 7 days between. Essentially, Poland was. You ever heard of the Eiffel Tower? It's essentially a position, right? Where
I never heard of this thing, the Eiffel Tower.
It's a sexual
he's referring
position.
to the sexual position.
Yeah,
of course, yes. The one where you simulate some building in France.
You'll be surprised how accurate that is. Where the guy's in front and the girl's blowing him, so it's a threesome, and the guy's at the back and he's going at her from behind, and in the middle they do a high five.
I thought it was the moment of climax. This is when they do the high five.
So they have to time their spunking.
Oh, yeah. It's
basically a team building exercise.
So the girl is being well, I guess this could be done with the man in the middle. So the middle strut,
preferably Frankie Muniz.
What? What are you talking about?
A man in the middle.
Malcolm in the middle. Okay. So the strut of the Eiffel Tower is basically getting a load from both ends at the same time.
Right, and this relates to Auschwitz. How?
Because Russia and Russia was in between. Poland was in between Russia and Germany, so they did it all at the same time and met at the middle. So it's like a high five when both their armies met. So,
well, thank you for the geography lesson because Hyle and I are both products of the American school system.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most detailed mental image either of us have conjured of Europe.
Did I ever tell you my idea, Chad? Did I ever tell you my idea for a sitcom set in Auschwitz?
Sounds like a laugh riot.
Yeah, it's like Hogan's Heroes, except instead of being a prisoner of war camp, it's actually a concentration camp, and it's called Ha Ha Holocaust. And
wow, they're just like any good.
Why can't we get a job in Hollywood, Chad? I just don't know.
I don't know either, but I do anticipate, just like any good European show, there's going to be an American remake, but this one can star George Takei.
That's the Pacific Theater, Chad.
I'm saying it's the American remake.
Oh, okay, yeah, the internment camps, yeah. Well, at least we didn't gas them. I mean,
because instead of being stingy with money, they're stingy with each other's dead colleagues' clothes. Ooh!
What the fuck are we talking about? Scraps, you are a cancer on this show.
What's your ratings plummet, lads?
Yeah, the Australian ratings board is going to censor this episode.
I hope you put in explicit for this one.
Well, we're certainly earning it. I think that we're due after the fan gamer conversation, where we largely minded our manners.
All right.
Okay, well, okay, so Jolly's Juice. Oh, that's pretty, far-fetched, Scraps.
All right, let's go to something that's even more clearer. In Grunty's Industries, there was a character that was stuck in a toilet stall. And if you stand outside of the stall, you can hear him talk, and he'll say things like his fingers went through the paper, and that he must have had curry last night, that it really stung on the way out, and that the bowl is overflowing. And
wait. They actually say it really stung on the way out?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I don't remember that.
And he even goes to say, would like to see Toilet Ducky deal with this one. And also, look at my pants, Mum's going to kill me. And keep going, oh no, there's no tissue rolls left. And keep going, I wouldn't come in here after me for about 10 minutes. So, pretty explicit
How is that
reference.
sexual innuendo, though?
No.
Unless that's your...
No, but like...
Unless that's your fetish, I mean...
That's innuendo in the innuendo kind of sense.
All right, let's bring this back and let's say... on Jolly's menu, what is the toad in the hole? Could it be this guy's fecal matter?
What?
So I'm just making...
What are you talking about?
Bad callback. I'm trying to make bad tenuous links. Forget about it.
Tenuous segue, tenuous segue. It's so tenuous segue, tenuous.
Wait, fecal matter?
Fecal. Okay, there's a different spelling there. It's like, I'll forgive aluminium because there's an extra letter in there that they don't actually need. I'm just insulting the origins of the English language. No, it's fine saying fecal, and in fact, it sounds very encyclopedic. So I appreciate it.
I could just say giant turd. I mean, that'll. I'm trying to be a bit subtle from time to time. All right, lads. All right.
Oh, okay. Scrap 69, the master of good taste.
Yeah.
Oh goodness! All right, let's keep going.
Speaking of good taste, lads,
bring your daughters to Scrap 69 finishing school. They'll finish them all right, if you know what I mean.
Speaking of good taste, lads, let's talk about Mrs. Boggy's massive jiggly tits.
Oh yes, yeah, like they're quite big, aren't they? They aside from being big, that's also a thing I got from the website. I didn't really think it was that bad. So.
Whoa, no, it was that bad.
Really?
Yeah. Like the rare intentionally... Okay, so it started with Jet Force Gemini, and...
I would say it started with Killer Instinct.
But Killer Instinct, did they have, like, individually animated breasts on B Orchid, like in Killer Instinct Gold? Did they animate the breasts?
No, they're pretty rigid and pointy.
That's what I'm saying. So, in Jet Force Gemini, Vela... basically her boobs had two little animation points at the end of them, and they would sort of waggle up and down as she ran, and they took those extensive breast physics and put them into the Banjo engine, because by the time Tui rolled around, you had Mrs. Boggy, you had Honeybee, you had Humba Wumba, and they were all displaying these like incredibly bouncy, comedically massive boobs.
They actually reduced Humba Wumba's size in Nuts and Bolts. Like, they made her, like, more respectable.
Yeah, they actually made her look attractive. She looks kind of horrendous in Tui, you know? Yeah. They also reduced quite a bit of the Native American stereotyping.
A little bit, yeah.
Me have big heap titties.
I wouldn't mind putting my feather between her, but anyways.
That doesn't sound very satisfying.
I think you want to say she makes you pitch a TP.
Hold on.
What?
TP.
I don't
Tropical punk?
That.
No.
Like toilet paper? We talked about that already.
No. Like, you know, they live in teepees, like Humba Wumba.
Oh, you mean like a wigwam?
Well, it's also referred
I'd like to get my wigwam in her legs, eh, lads?
I still don't understand.
See, that's how, Hyle, that's how you do an innuendo. Don't try and make up words like TP.
I'm not making up that word. You're just making me mad now.
Scraps is rubbing off on me. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm always rubbing off on Chad, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I hoofed some of that the other day.
I always like to be on my knees when Chad programs on my root file.
Chad's got a new best friend, everybody.
Oh no, say it ain't so. Yeah, Scraps is my Elliot.
I'll get banned from the forum after this, won't I?
Yeah.
I get to watch the forum, but from afar. Yeah, it'd be really sad. Mr. Patch's legs, woo! He's got a weird nozzle plug shape between his legs when you fight him, and it looks kind of like a weird shaped penis. And at one stage he goes...
I think everything looks like a weird shaped penis to you, Scraps.
And at one stage...
He's like, he watches pornography and says, hey, look at that weird shaped penis. That reminds me of a weird shaped penis.
It's because it's reminding me of my own penis. Sad story.
Wait, I thought you had two of them, as established on the last episode of the Forum Watch.
Yes, I would like to have that. No, that was a Reddit user.
Oh, I remember that Ask Me Anything. He's like, I'm the guy with two cocks.
That's
Ask
right.
Me Anything.
Yep. Anyways.
Hyle, do you, no, let's not anyways just yet. I want to find out if Hyle knows about the two-cocked man.
I do, yes.
Okay. Anyways.
So, Mr. Patch, he says, well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet. So it's clearly a reference that if you're going to hit anything, you're going to have to hit his penis between his legs. So,
which is a very poor strategy for that boss fight.
Wait, I thought that was a reference to Lanky Kong.
No, but actually that's quite clever, isn't it? Who knows?
No, it's not.
Oh my god, the least clever thing Hyle has said this entire episode, and you claim that it's clever.
No, well, if you think it was DK64 released before or after Tui?
Before.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not so clever then. Sorry, Hyle.
I don't understand any of this.
It could have been a nice little clue, or maybe it's even like a callback to Lanky Kong. Yeah. There's no innuendo. Unless he's blowing himself, and he'd be able to do that when he deflates himself, if you think about it. Oh, goodness. All right, let's keep going. Further on down, Boggy talks to Banjo, and he says that he's got a Bear Babes DVD as well, and that it should be hot stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty explicit, I would say.
Right.
I mean, not explicit, but it's pretty much, the implication is that there is going to be some furious masturbation going on, and he wants Banjo to join him on this wank fest.
Yeah,
so
I could see Banjo and Boggy mutually masturbating each other off as they watch some, Bear Babes DVD, don't you think?
Well, it really depends if he's left Kazooie at home. Because I don't think she'd have any of that.
Well, the thing is, Kazooie really couldn't... Kazooie's much smaller than Banjo, right?
Yeah.
So he can sort of force her on himself,
I think that might be the end of their friendship.
I think you're ruining my childhood.
How do you know that Banjo and Kazooie aren't having sex? I mean, they sleep in the same bed.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
She sleeps in the backpack.
No, they don't.
Okay,
she sleeps in the backpack.
But that's like the other side of the bed. How do you know before they go to sleep they don't, have some hanky-panky beforehand? I mean, she's read. How do you know that she didn't have a period, and what happened on that day, as she was having her period, he had sex with her, spunked all over her, and she's got like little yellow tips on the end of her feathers. I'm just saying, how do you know that she's actually red?
He's just saying, Chad.
He is just saying. I'm about ready to end this call. I've tried as I might. I am ready to end it.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all right. Let's talk about how chuff means vagina.
Wait, what?
What about bob control?
Oh, the big O blaster?
Yeah, it also means battery operated boyfriend, which is a reference to dildo.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
BOB stands for battery operated boyfriend.
Yeah, it also stands for Bob, but you don't see us talking about Bill Murray.
No, and what about the buttons? It says blow and suck.
What about the button?
In order to suck out the life force out of the characters.
All right, blow and suck. I'll give you that.
Yeah, blow and suck, definitely. But this whole battery-operated boyfriend thing, that's a stretch. Stretch like Kazooie's asshole, eh, lads?
All right. Let's keep going.
Innuendo callback reference.
Wait, Chad, you said chuff means vagina?
Well, I'm looking at this meticulously prepared document that Scraps has provided, and I'm curious about this because, okay, we're talking about the train, Chuffy, yeah?
Yes.
So in this document, you have written that chuff equals vagina, but in my mind, I mean, my limited exposure to Australians, saying chuffed means that you're very pleased with something. So are you telling me that when someone says, oh, I'm well chuffed over that, they're actually saying, oh, I'm smearing myself in vagina?
Yeah, look, that's more of an American expression, chuff. So, I just looked it up.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
I'll leave you lads to figure that one out. I got all of these terms off a quick YouTube conspiracy video. So,
chuff. Hyle, have you ever heard chuff meaning vagina?
No, I've heard it in reference to the train from Banjo-Tooie, but
Innuendo. Next time I want to take a train to Quebec, I'll say I want to take a chuff up there. It's an innuendo about Banjo-Tooie.
All right, well, Scraps, there's some good points here, and there's some stretches. And I don't mean Lanky Kong blowing himself.
Yeah.
So, what else you got? Is what I'm saying. Yes, we know Rare incorporated some innuendo.
Yeah, so far this has only been Banjo-Tooie. Is there anything elsewhere? I mean, we all know the Banjo team is a bunch of perverts, but...
Okay, well, look, the other one's Candy Kong in Donkey Kong 64, and, she, obviously the Kongs are into her, and she's got massive breasts, so, yeah, I mean, that's an obvious one, I suppose.
Well, it's not only that the Kongs are into her, I mean, she does spout legitimate innuendo at everyone who comes in. She's, hey, let me show you my melons, and for an extra 5 banana coins, I'll teach you how to use your instrument.
Yeah.
And then when Tiny Kong comes in, hey, when you're legal, I'm gonna flick your clit.
Yeah, I thought that was a little on the nose.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Not the way Candy Kong's nose is on her clit, eh, lads?
Imagine pleasuring someone by flicking their nose.
What? See, this is what I'm saying, Hyle. This is amazing that we can just sort of hang back and let him laugh. We don't really have to do anything.
That's true. Yeah. It's he must have been easy to manage as a child because he could just entertain himself.
Yeah, everyone else has already tuned out of this episode and is waiting for next week. But Scraps, he's the one that we really have to please for his $150. And I'd say mission accomplished so far.
Oh, goodness. So, look,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more notes and innuendo you can cover in terms of Banjo-Tooie, Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64 and Country. But I think there are other things that come onto my mind. Other things that have bloody outraged me throughout the last 2 weeks, eh? What?
Okay, well, Scraps, you are known for 2 things. Horrible obscenities and the forum
and
watch.
racial slurs. Don't forget the racial slurs.
Horrible obscenity / racial slurs. Let's lump those together. and the Forum Watch. So we've already covered the former. Would you like to touch on the latter?
Okay, can we describe to the Kongversation listeners what the Forum Watch is? Because I don't know if they're going to know if
Okay,
Yeah.
so as Hyle and Chad have always indicated, and in their due diligence, they always say it's never been a better time to join the forum. Well, the forum at www.dkvine.com/forum is a place where a lot of people congregate to discuss the DKU, as well as other irrelevant topics. Now, what the Forum Watch does is it looks at certain topics, maybe on a weekly or a fortnightly or monthly or special events such as the E3, and analyzes what the posters have essentially posted. So in a way, there are things. So there are arguments. There's an analysis of what people think about certain things. Yeah.
analysis.
Yeah.
Innuendo.
Innuendo, yeah, a callback. So we essentially have a look at the things that happen on the forum. Now, this is a very niche, alienating podcast. It essentially...
No.
Unless...
I refuse to believe that.
Unless you're on the DKVine forum, or unless you're a lurker, then anything that's on the Forum Watch, it might as well be blah, 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 blah. You might as well listen to a whole reel of Kazooie voices as she insults someone without any context.
Yeah.
So,
but on the upside, you do have a listener base of thousands of spam bots.
I don't know how many listeners I have, because on the we used to have like a listener count on that streaming website, but now I'm using a website, www.dkvineforum.com/DK_Vine. Oh fuck, I can't remember.
No.
Anyways, there's no.
We'll set it up so DKVineforumwatch.com just can take you straight there.
Oh, okay.
But I can actually show you how to get metrics on your show if you like.
Oh, that would be brilliant. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. No worries.
Okay.
We'll do that off the air.
Along with other things. All right. So, anyways, on Kongversation episode 232, titled Fanon, Canon, and the Word of God, you guys took a call from Mr. Alan White, and he sort of spoke about story and how it's a divisive issue on the forums and the importance of it in the DKVine games. Now, you guys had a discussion in regards to gameplay versus story, or in other such terms as gameplay is contributing to the main crux, but then you have to include sound, atmosphere, graphics. You compare Super Mario World versus the Donkey Kong Country, and Hyle even indicated that he got more into the DKC world because of the instruction manual, the story of the dark and stormy night. Now, further on, you guys speak about Fanon and Canon. Hyle questions Chad about his favourite brother's bear.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is this show, the Forum Watch, a recap of the Kongversation?
Yes.
Seriously, this is the snake eating its own tail.
Yep.
I mean, this is like the after show. This is like Chris Hardwick coming in and like conversation.
Yeah.
This is what is this?
Hey everyone, it's me, Chris Hardwick. We have a great show for you tonight. Kumail Nanjiani is here. We'll talk about the ape raper and more. Coming up right next.
Hashtag Auschwitz.
Hashtag Kazooie rape. Is she red? Anyways. Sorry about that, guys. So essentially, it's established that you guys established that the brothers bear, each bear.
It's established that you guys established. This is the problem with your basic premise, Scraps.
Well, gotta go somewhere. Their surnames are bear, but it's not actually canon, right?
Right.
Yeah, so, and you guys go on to say how Kongs and bears can talk, and there's popular reference, your theory was there's down planes or cargo ships with cargo with TVs on it, and you make the link between that, and then you make a link between magic because of Taj and Wizpig. And that's a reason for why certain things are. I mean, you can explain anything with magic, right? And
except for more magic that was established in Aladdin.
And of course, you go on to say that some things can't be explained by Fanon because the word, unless you have to take into account the canon in order to make your Fanon, unless they contradict themselves. So, going onto the forum, there were a lot of responses, both in terms of the Kongversation thread, as well as the DKVine bitch, as well as two separate threads, which we have now referred to as the DKVine Bitch Wars 2014. So, essentially, a topic is started. There are some responses on the Kongversation thread. Crispy agrees with you, lads. Alf thinks that it's something you can have fun with. Sir Chasm says that you hold Fanon too highly, which is a little bit controversial in the staff views. And that episode 232 was the episode for people that don't understand the DKVine. So anyone that doesn't understand, they should listen to that episode. Less all the calls that went through, right?
Right, yeah, they should skip ahead to about 53 minutes.
That's about right, actually. 53 minutes. You probably edited that episode yourself because you seem to be precise. Or you just made that number up and I sound like an idiot.
I made that number up. I remember it being around 45, so I added a comedy 8.
Oh, right. There you go. So, anyways, drama...
8 is well known as one of the funniest numbers, so...
By the way, I've stopped talking because I feel like I'm just listening to the forum watch. So
Scraps, is this basically what your podcast is? You just launch into discussions of the goings on in the forum?
Absolutely. So if for listeners that aren't interested, you should probably skip to 50 minutes down the line, and you'll get to the end segment for the Kongversation.
I hope we're not still talking to each other in 50 minutes.
I do, because I get off as I'm talking to you, lad, eh?
Donkey Konga 2? Is that
you? Anyway, so it's your episode caused a bit of a drama among the forum members, and it might have caused...
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, all right.
Hey, it caused some drama amongst the staff, if I can be perfectly frank.
Really?
Did it? No.
Well,
Did
no. It caused some... I think a lot of us are... Well, me.
It's just you.
Still at the end of my rope from E3, draining us.
Yeah.
And I think it was definitely something that was very nearly pushed me off the chair and let me hang by my own self-tied noose.
Oh, that's right. By drama, I thought you meant like we were engaging in the same like sniping and backbiting that the forum was.
No, I'm saying in the shady behind the scenes, dealings of the DKVine staff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
By shady behind-the-scenes dealings, you mean a very open, genial Skype chat.
Yeah.
Where everyone is polite and gets along with one another. That's the shady behind-the-scenes.
Well, I'm saying, like, from the perspective of somebody like Koopaw, I'm sure there's a lot of, like, cigarette smoking. Like, all right, how can we stick it to those Mario fans today?
Yeah. Actually, funny you mentioned Koopaw. But anyways, that's a bit later down the line.
All right.
So, Planet Cool.
Well, hang on. I want to hear about what Hyle was talking about when he mentioned that just he was feeling some stress. What was going on there, buddy?
I mean, yeah. Thanks, pal.
It's okay, friend.
All right, my Palaroo.
Please, I don't mean to interrupt you, better than casual acquaintance.
That's good, future people that ban me.
All right, listen up, my amiibo. I was feeling drained. Like, just E3 kind of took a lot out of us. I think you referenced that on the most recent forum watch, which I actually listened to last night in preparation for the potential that you would call us and hijack our show.
You always have to be prepared.
I'm like Batman. Every contingency must be planned for.
Right.
So
Batman must spend so much time practicing his like silent getaways mid conversation. He's such a nerd. If you actually looked at the at how he spends his time. It's like, ooh, I'm gonna really surprise Superman this time by leaving mid sentence, and he like practices over and over with different smoke bombs, and meanwhile Morgan Freeman is like, come on, Batman, we need to actually fight some crime here.
Why do you think Gotham City's so crime-ridden to begin with? It's because Batman never actually gets out there because he's always, practicing his shtick, and it's just,
It's like, come on, Batman, we get it. We all know you're Bruce Wayne. You're super rich. You can afford to spend time on this. But there are people poisoning the water supply with brain chemicals.
Those are the worst. The brain chemicals.
I hate brain chemicals.
So
oh my god, my Texan came out there. I said, I hate brain chemicals. And oh, Jesus Christ, that doesn't happen often. I hate brain chemicals.
Unless it's made by Coke Industries.
Is it waterproof? All right, sorry, Hyle. Tell us how you were depressed.
Man, I saw a side of Chad he has never actually let me see, and it's the Texan deep within his soul.
There is a Texan in there somewhere.
It's right behind him.
His name is Walker.
But you're not in Texas anymore, Chad, so how could he be behind you?
Oh, he's gone on the road.
And if Chad's sitting on a leather chair, like a black leather chair, you can say that it's a dark Texan lad, That's right behind him.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You're sitting on a dark lad.
Is that like your version of Lazy Boy in Australia? Dark lad recliners.
Anyways, go on, Hyle. What caused
Lazy
you to
Boy is
commit
incredibly
suicide?
racist.
Oh, I'm good. Okay, that was good. You won the episode, Chad.
Thank you.
To go into my Chris Hardwick, you've won the internet for this week.
I'm having a nerdgasm right now.
Anyway, I was just feeling like, our TED video got 400 some views. What's the fucking point? Not just that, but it was just kind of, not regaining my energy after E3, and continually plunging headfirst into the site. It takes a lot out of you.
Having to deal with Donkey Konga 2.
I hadn't started replaying it by that point.
Him replaying you.
Yeah.
In Soviet Russia, Donkey Konga 2 plays you.
You know what? I think I somewhere along the way, it's kind of dawned on me that Scraps is basically just the Australian Yakov Smirnoff.
Yakov, more like Jackoff, eh, lads?
Instead of Smirnoff, it would be Foster's, I guess. The only alcoholic Australian beverage I know.
Wait, what about Yellowtail wine?
That's right.
The one with the kangaroo on it.
Yeah, they have all the these festive parties, like
Oh, that's the shit wine. That's the reject wine. I'm not kidding.
Definitely shit wine.
Yeah, Australian wine is probably the best in the world, I have to say. Yeah. I'm not kidding.
Really.
You guys get all the shitty products. You have to go to a proper wine store and find like Wolf Blast, I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Wolf Blast?
Is it Wolf Blast?
I think Wolf Blast. Are you drinking wolf semen? Is that what you consider to be a fine wine?
Yeah. When I think of lush, fruitful vineyards, I think of a continent-sized desert.
Well, actually, do you know that it's because of dry, arid desert regions in Australia, South Africa, and maybe South America, such as the Australian climate, that allows for better grape growth? It's because of Australian climate.
South?
Because of Australian climate. That we have great wine. I'm not kidding. The grapes grow really well because there are certain climates. If you have a too wet climate like England, where Matt wanks over the grapes, then it means that the fruit will dry out and die.
Well, that's why England has a horrible half human, half grape epidemic going on right now.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but sure. That's
Does that explain all those California raisins we encountered in LA?
That's exactly right. Those are all the offspring of Matt Corna.
Still, great jazz musicians.
Yeah, they were pretty solid.
Yeah,
you could say that when Matt sees a hot lad or lass, that his generals are raisin.
No, I think Scraps just won the episode. I think that was while vulgar was the most adorable thing I have ever heard. That's like the adult version of a Laffy Taffy joke.
We're going to get a very sternly written letter by the Raisin Council.
I like the idea that there is a Raisin Council. Like, there's a group of people around a meeting room. They're like, okay, what's new in Raisin initiatives today, everyone?
Oh, goodness.
All right. Well, anyway, so basically...
So now that we've discussed the California Raisin...
Did you want to discuss the bitch wars, or did you just want me to do a different episode?
No. We can certainly discuss those, because it's actually something that Hyle and I got involved in. Well, especially I did. So
yeah, I purposely backed away from it because I was not feeling like I could reasonably argue my case and smooth things over. I could see myself getting very, very defensive and argumentative. So I kind of stepped away. I basically was demoralized, not because of the bitch wars, but because it was just the straw that broke Gobi's back. I was definitely feeling like, we're not building a new audience where we want to. The audience we have just doesn't appreciate us. Maybe it's time to pack it in.
I appreciate you guys. I admired all your work.
And what does that say about us?
Maybe
this guy is our biggest fan. Ew.
So I don't know. It was definitely a dark night of the soul where I was just like, I'm 30 years old. Maybe it's time to back away from the Donkey Kong fanon site.
But thankfully, the dark night in your soul has risen.
That's right. He finally stopped practicing his smoke bomb routine. And,
are we talking about Donkey Konga 2 or who?
Batman.
Oh,
the guy who jumped the shark.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's right. The guy who jumped the shark after spraying it in the face.
And he went, hey,
Robin, give me this bat shark repellent. Hey. This is, we talked with Fangamer about how Earthbound was Itoi's version, like his image of America. I hope that you look at the Kongversation as American pop culture. Like, that's the prism that you view all of these references that we're making.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, look, best episode ever.
I guess a hesitation followed by yeah, sure is technically yes and.
Yeah. Look, whenever you guys talk about American culture, I sort of get it. I mean, like, here's one thing I don't understand. Like, you guys talk about Jimmy Fallon, and he hosts a late night show, right?
Right.
But how can he be a late night host show if he's never hosted a late night show, if you know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. So your conditional statement is useless.
That was a terrible joke. I prepared that about 3 weeks before when I found out I was going to go on this, and I thought, that will be brilliant.
Oh, no. That was your material?
Yeah.
That was your prepared joke. Oh, that needed a little workshopping, perhaps.
You should write for Jimmy Fallon with that material.
Why, is that because he's not very funny?
No, he's actually pretty good.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He was less funny on Saturday Night Live because he kept cracking up at all the sketches. But
So kind of a kindred spirit to Scrap 69.
yeah, basically, you actually may love him, but no. Once he got on a talk show, he actually became much more tolerable.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because it's okay if he cracks up in that context. He's not.
I think that's what Entertainment Weekly said about the show. It's somewhat tolerable.
Tolerable.
Not anymore.
Marginally watchable. Jimmy Fallon.
At least it's not Leno.
You wild, Hyle.
But someone's taking over Jimmy Fallon, so poor Jimmy Fallon. See, something comes into my mind about that show, Jimmy Fallon, right? Yeah? Jay Leno's taking over Jimmy Fallon? Or was that 1 year ago and that got scrapped?
You're just spouting out names at this point.
This is an Australian.
You have no idea what you're talking about. This is like me saying, "Oh, wait, right. So Sean McAuliffe is replacing Paul Hogan, right?" Like, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know that those are Australian names.
That was my favorite episode of Hey Dad.
Hey, you guys remember that episode of Summer Heights High with the Wiggles?
Sorry. I just got that. Yeah. So wait, what's Summer Heights High again? Oh, no.
There's this guy, Chris Lilly.
That's right. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
No, that's actually a good show.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, it's funny.
I didn't care for Angry Boys, but I really enjoyed Summer Heights High.
Yeah. He's got spin-off shows on each of those characters. The slutty
Jamie
and the woggy lad.
So totally random.
The guy with the long hair. Oh, I said flick you, miss.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry I said fuck you, miss. He said fuck you, miss. I'm sorry I said fuck you, miss.
So anyway, guys, I was thinking about quitting DKVine, but I guess it doesn't matter.
And we're laughing. No. No, I'm sorry that you had to feel that way. Yeah, it's.
Oh, I feel better now. I just basically had to get the frustration out of my system, and then I felt right as rain.
But if we manage to get through the discussion about the bitch wars, you'll note that it's the silent majority that love your stuff, but it's the overbearing minority, which are the people that really.
There you go again with the racial slurs.
So, yeah, it's...
Just because they haven't received reparations doesn't make them overbearing.
Jeez.
They just want what's legally theirs.
Next you'll be saying these overbearing minorities are lazy boys.
Yeah. So, speaking of the minority, it's really what I call, in terms of this bitch wars, it's really just the big four. Man-Frog.
Oh, no.
DK Spartacus. Planet Cool. And there's someone else. Hold on. My notes say it's somewhere around here.
Yeah. Well, could his name maybe start with a K and end with Upal?
Kupal! Yes!
Yeah,
Yes.
I was surprised to see Planet Cool lumped into that list because in my mind they were sort of the triumvirate of Man-Frog, Kupal, and Bamo DK Spartacus.
Yes, they're the main ones, but in terms of getting in on the action, gangbanging the staff, I think Planet Cool can be lumped in with this group. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
That's right.
Yeah, but I recall in this DKVine Secession thread that the three main people that I was interacting with were, Man-Frog, Kupal, and Spartacus. But
That's correct.
I don't know. Well, this is usually your shtick, so I don't want to step on your toes.
All right. Well, let's go through the history of the threads, hey, and then we'll talk about it blow by blow. This could be a massive episode.
It's already getting, long in the tooth, you might say.
I'm not sure. Is this already too long? Should we keep going?
We might want to put a pin in it.
You want to put a pin in it, or do this another day? Have another episode? I don't know.
No.
I don't think our listenership could sustain that.
I think our listenership is already going to be halved after this episode.
Yeah. We've got some rebuilding to do. This is our Hurricane Katrina.
You never know. Anyway, so it all starts off with the thread that starts off as the cock of the imagination. And as you guys explained, it's spelled Caulk, as in the building material to fill in the gaps of the imagination. But to a lot of people, including myself, I didn't get this until Chad had to explain it to me a few times a week earlier, that it's not the cock, the COCK of the imagination, where you spunk and you fill in the gaps with your fan wanking. It's the cork of your imagination, where you use the building material to fill in the gaps of the reading material. Anyway, so he starts it off with the cock, COCK, by Planet Cool, and he refers to your episode, and he says that there's a lack of generation in this there's a lack of imagination in this Gen Y generation, whereas the DKVine lets you imagine, and he blames modern education, and he's criticising Tumblr for supporting head canon and sort of discarding the fan canon in a way. And the weird thing about it is it's not really habitual, because Manfrog then says that he frowns upon personal interpretation, and he indicates that he despises the notion of the death of the author. Now, the thing is, I hate when people bring in outside theories, because The Death of the Author is an essay by theorist Roland Barthes, and it was actually called La Mort de l'Auteur, also known as The Death of the Author, in 1967. And he argues that the method of reading and criticism that relies on aspects of the author's identity, their political views, historical context, religion, ethnicity, psychology, or other biographical or personal attributes, you're not supposed to distill the meaning of that from the author's work. By doing that,
this is like basically the people who look at Lord of the Rings and say that because Tolkien was a soldier in World War I, that the One Ring is an allegory for evil in the world through the prism of that war.
That's right.
That's kind of the idea.
Absolutely. So what I got from this is, and from you guys, is that DK Fanon is supportive of not limiting the text of the creative world that Rare has made. However, it also strictly follows the canon to make that interpretation as well. Would that be about right? So you're both supporting and dissenting to the theory of the death of the author. Would you say that's about right?
I would say that we're probably somewhere in the middle. We generally,
like Frankie Muniz.
What's that?
Like Frankie Muniz in the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, like Frankie Muniz with a cock in his mouth and asshole. Yeah.
And his imagination.
That's right. The imagination is the most important part of an Eiffel Tower.
That's right.
No, I generally agree. I mean, our kind of our modus operandi is that we defer to the games first, and the word of God, quote unquote, which in this case would be the author, second, but then we fill in the gaps with our own explanations third.
That's right.
It's tiered, much like an Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. So, if there is something in a game that is contradicted by the word of God or the author, in that case, we defer to the game and we kill the author.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's right. And that's the thing. There are people that support that idea that if they contradict themselves, what the fuck do you do?
Well, and that feeds directly into some of the people who are saying that Super Smash Brothers is just a series of trophies that are fighting with each other, which is what Sakurai has intimated before. However, if you look at the Subspace Emissary and Brawl, it's very clear that those are actual characters. I mean, look, Donkey and Diddy are hanging out in the jungle, and their banana horde is stolen. I mean, they're not just trophies that come to life one day.
They're turned into trophies, but that's the fate they're trying to avoid.
Right. So even though Sakurai has said at one point that these are trophy fighters, we're deferring to the obvious
conclusion that can be drawn from the games themselves over what he says. Now, if there was no Subspace Emissary and no indication either way, then we would have to go with the Word of God over our own fanon. But in this case, the games trump Word of God.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It is interesting.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my head around it, because as I was preparing for this, I don't normally deal with the fanon or canon as much. I sort of vaguely do it and fit things as I see things, but I'm not so into it that I'll really theorize and really look into the absolute nuts and bolts of it, you know? Yeah, so
no one could blame you for not really looking into nuts and bolts.
So in a way, what probably is a good idea, I reckon, maybe an idea for the forum, is maybe to have like a page that links to all the theories and how they fit in at the end of the day. What do you reckon of that? I reckon that's probably a handy thing. So get all your collective knowledge into one document as like an index to explain
Yeah, it's
things.
it's called DKVine. We have a website for it.
Yeah.
But
You can go to it.
But it's all over the place, though. You'd have to say, like, would you say that?
What do you mean? So you're basically saying, like, in all the character biographies, we should explicitly say, like, this text is fanon. That
Actually,
like
I don't
you're
know.
basically
Yeah.
like you want us to. What you're describing is basically separating our site into half wiki and half fan explanation.
Yeah,
which
that probably doesn't do. Yeah,
yeah.
you're
That
right.
it just sounds clinical, and
Yeah.
that's not what we want to do.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
However,
Anyways.
one of the things that came up in the Secession thread was there seems to be a perception that I tried to dispel with some of my interactions with the big three. There seems to be a perception that we are trying to impose our fanon onto the readership of DKVine, which has never been our intention, and I tried to apologize preemptively if that's what people have assumed, because I can see how that would take a lot of the fun out of visiting the site if you feel like we're stomping all over your childhood creativity. But what we want to do is start the conversation. If you have a theory that goes counter to one of ours, make a thread, bring it up, let's discuss it, because ultimately that's fun. That's what we have been looking for this whole time.
That's what we're trying to encourage.
Yeah.
Well,
you can't just say no, and then storm off. No, like let's engage. Let's have fun debating. Ultimately, we're all supposedly fans of these games. So,
and we're not saying that we are better fans than you guys because when we were teenagers we made a website. That's not what we were saying at all.
but it supports that theory.
Sure. People can draw their own conclusions.
Here's the thing: that we've never marched off DKVine and gone to Mario Wiki, for example, and tried to edit their pages to form to more match our views. We have never done that once.
We don't do advocacy out there. Like, the most evangelical we have ever got is to try and invite people to join our forum and our community.
The only preaching we do is just try to get more Donkey Kong fans organized, because we're it, basically, us and DKC Atlas. What we want to do is grow the fan base. We don't want to rule the fan base with an iron fist.
I mean, the fan base is there. We just want to let them all know that there's a safe haven for them, despite the efforts of people I'm not even gonna. Never mind.
Well, that's the thing.
I was about to say something alienating and destructive.
Well,
Never mind.
That's the thing that you mentioned, that you're trying to invite people. But what Kupol, this is particularly Kupol's gripe against the site, that anything that he says, other people will say, oh no, it's crap, it's not DKU, or something, like his theories are discarded. But in that thread, he doesn't actually, although you invite him to post examples of situations like that, he never actually does that at the end. So whether or not he has that personal, just a gripe where he perceives it to be the case, or he looks back on it objectively and sees that, well, maybe it wasn't such a great theory after all. Like, for example, Zeppelin. Back in the day when he posted on the Kongversation, he made a reference to sentient bananas. This was after the release of Tropical Freeze, and in one of the levels we saw the sentient banana temple, and he essentially said, I forgot exactly what it was, but yeah, they must be sentient. This explains why all the bananas are there. Whereas about a year earlier, Kupal had made reference to magic bananas, but there was nothing else beyond that. It was just that they were magic and they were floating in the air, but there was no links. And we cover this in the Forum Watch, where Kupal got extremely furious and posted a thread, "This theory is like my theory," and yeah, it was a whole drama behind that. So in terms of that, I don't actually think you guys discourage theory, but it's certainly something that is discussed. And even in the thread that he mentioned magic bananas, there was active discussion. So, that's...
Yeah, and it wasn't my intention asking for examples for, to make it a gotcha moment, like, ha, you can't prove yourself right, therefore I win. It was never anything petty like that. It's just that if we have slighted anyone in the community, even people who get as inflammatory as those three, I want to know, so that as a staff we can discuss where we went wrong and try and regroup and grow from it. We always want to be building a more perfect DKVine.
But
well, wait, what?
I mean, to an extent, but we're not going to fundamentally change who we are, which is what I think a lot of people would like us to do.
But that's the other argument. What I was just looking for is, show me an example of when we have stomped on you. I will preemptively apologize, because for some
in the baby thread, there's a lot of stomping on babies going on.
Yeah, fuck babies, right? Yeah. Anyone who would fall in love with someone to the degree that they would want to combine their DNA with them and make another human being has to be selfish and a crazy sociopath, right, guys?
High five.
Yeah. Eiffel Tower. Let me adjust my fedora.
Donkey Kong's in between.
For fuck's sake, there are some rigidly extreme opinions on DKVine sometimes, and as much as I want to grow the community, it's like I really feel like sometimes it's a toxic place. There are just these, when people get into social issues, it gets very difficult to try and have an elevated discussion, because
this is why I say I don't like to go into those threads. I posted a few piss taking posts in the replies in the fuck baby thread, but
yeah, well, when you start a discourse with fuck babies, there's nowhere else to go,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had the first reply in that thread, and it was a picture of Gary Glitter with, so
Gary Glitter high-fiving Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, let's go back on that point.
with Frankie Muniz from the first season of Malcolm in the Middle.
Right.
Yeah. Let's go back on that point that Chad mentioned, and that is how people have very stringent requirements of what a DK fan community should be, because DK Spartacus, he is someone that is absolutely outraged in terms of the arcade making it into the list of games. But in the thread, you mentioned, Chad, that
not making it in the list of games.
That's right. That's right. Chad mentions, well, sorry, it's something we'll have to disagree on, but although DKVine will acknowledge the backstory as being valid, they'll still not include the classic Donkey Kong into the games. And
yeah, well, that's, I mean, you look at Donkey Kong Country as, people throw the word reboot around a lot, but it kind of was a proper reboot, and
and that's a valid.
It was a soft reboot. It
Yeah.
still incorporates the backstory, but it fundamentally altered what Donkey Kong is.
Right.
Even as characters, they went from being slightly villainous, wild, unhinged gorillas to a civilized ape society who were just misunderstood.
Yeah, it's like if we started a fan site about the Tim Burton Batman movies, we can acknowledge that Adam West existed, but we're not going to stringently cover that TV show and film. It's just that's not why the site was created. I'm sorry, but on this point, we just need to agree to disagree. And
I think where we really went wrong is the term we used, Donkey Kong Universe. It really should have been Donkey Kong Country Universe, but we thought it was more efficient and cleaner just to call it Donkey Kong Universe.
We thought that because it was.
Well, yeah. But and I think a lot of people there is a movement, especially in the last few years, that it's time to abandon Rare. It's time to abandon the so-called spin-offs. It's time to leave Banjo, Conker, and the rest behind. If you want to succeed, you're holding on to a concept that's no longer valid.
Right. Well, but if people want to abandon Rare, then they should also abandon the game that put Rare on the map.
Yeah.
And Nintendo refuses to do that.
Well, and the thing is, that just makes me, the fact that we are at the place we are makes me want to double down on keeping this magic alive. For this brief window in the late 90s, there was a shared universe of eccentric talking animals,
Yeah.
and I feel like we should keep celebrating that because we're the only ones left who are going to do it.
Yeah, and you can't undo the fact that was obviously the intention at Rare.
Oh, but there's arguments though. They're saying, Diddy Kong Racing DS erased the events of that game, so therefore Banjo. It's stupid argument.
Well, yeah, but thankfully we have Tiny Kong to prove that game took place chronologically later.
But Tiny Kong should be ignored because that's an awful character revision, and that should be thrown out the window. And
because we're arbitrarily deciding what parts of in-game content we do and don't want to acknowledge.
And to be fair, I'm pretty much applying the viewpoints of like 3 or 4 posters into one straw man right now. So
yeah,
it's probably not even a consistent view that I'm arguing against right now. I'm just venting at all of the various things that get thrown at our faces a lot. That this is how you're DKVining wrong.
Yes,
and
while those people have a skewed view of us, it's very likely that we also, by way of what Hyle and I have been talking about, have a very skewed view of what they are saying. So in that thread, my goal at least was to basically put forward the olive branch and say, hey, chances are a lot of this can be chalked up to a massive miscommunication. So let's actually figure out what we agree on, because we're all at a Donkey Kong forum. Chances are we agree on far more than we disagree on. Let's figure out...
including our mutual hatred of babies.
Exactly.
Come on, guys.
Come on, everyone, right? You'd have to be crazy to want to make a life.
That's just creating more Donkey Kong fans to have arguments with.
And
we need to end this toxic cesspool.
Yeah.
Janelle walks in the room, hears that exact statement from Chad, and he's like, oh.
No, it's I wanted to...
The joke is that we're actually all sterile because ACM graphics renders your sperm inert.
More money to fly around and go on sex tourism.
Yeah. That's why, the Silicon Graphics workstation also heavily funded the pornography industry.
With hard microchips in everyone's breasts, okay.
Yeah.
It would explain the orchid.
Yeah, or silicone scraps, but let's go with hard microchips.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about touching breasts is the hard microchips. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
In a way, you could say stop and swap. You swap silicon chips for silicon breast things, liquid. bags.
You could say that, Scraps, but I don't know why you would.
Yeah, you could say that if you were blind, stinking drunk.
Oh goodness.
Anyway, like the goal there in that thread was to basically say to put ourselves out there as fallible humans, as a staff.
Fallible humans?
That's right.
Phallic.
Innuendo.
Callback reference.
I'm really getting into it now.
Yeah, it's fun.
I can forum watch, yeah.
So, and it was met with a mixed reaction, I think.
Whoa.
What, your peacemaking?
Yes,
was met with
my peacemaking was, I think I got a fairly positive.
No, I think it really set a new tone. It's not. I mean, I'm sure when this episode airs, it's going to reignite the atmosphere. But I think for the time being, you definitely made people simmer down a bit.
Cooper was happy, I think, at the end of it.
Yeah.
Manfrog was also, I believe, happy at the end as well. But
right.
It was DK Spartacus that went into a rage. Well, not a rage, but he said, because you and me, Chad, we cannot see eye to eye on cannons, and the rules of the DKVine are wrong, in regard to the canon and fanon. He intends...
Also, he hates the fact that we are a satire.
Oh yeah.
He does. He's not a fan of the fundamental ideals of DKVine.
Well, a lot of people are disagreeing that we are a satire, though.
Yeah, despite the dictionary definition of satire supporting DKVine.
Well, let's see, but I think the fundamental misunderstanding is that you can make fun of something and still love it to death.
Right.
Like, yes, we are genuine fans of what we talk about. There is that enthusiasm. When I'm posting in the Super Smash Brothers for Wii U and Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo 3DS thread, I am not being a satire of somebody who's really excited about Smash Brothers. I legitimately am a fan. So
yeah, and people are like, well, we don't know where that line is drawn. It's never clear. It's like, okay, if you see us hoping that there is a Perry the Parallel Bird game, of course we're joking, but we would also probably be a little excited if there was. It can be somewhere in the middle. This is not. These are
like Frankie Muniz.
Exactly. Like Frankie Muniz between two hard cocks.
Yep, that's right.
But anyway, so what was Bamo's general reaction to?
Oh yeah. He intends to break away from DKVine and give the DK fans a forum that they deserve. Yeah. Well, look.
He's also writing a manifesto.
Well, it worked for Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
it's like seriously. Yeah, it's fine. Competition is great, and it's...
Oh, no. I really hope he succeeds, and I mean this with all sincerity. I miss the days when we would be competing for eyeballs. I think it brought out the best in us. Granted, we were in high school, so the best of us is still pretty terrible, but it really made us like dig deep and want to contribute when we're DKC Atlas, we're friendly with. We're not competing with them, and they have a different mission statement than us, and that's they're more into the nitty gritty of the original DKC trilogy, where we have a much broader story-based outlook. So
I think that now that we have potentially 3 Donkey Kong fan sites out there, we could maybe rejuvenate the concept of web rings.
Is that like anal beads? But
I knew it was going to come back around to anal beads.
No, Scraps, were you not around online when web rings were a thing?
I was around. I was around when there was Yumbly's Banjo Kazooie website.
Okay,
and
that was probably toward the tail end. Web rings were huge in the GeoCities and like Lycos days. And what was that? What was that other one? Tripod?
Lycos? I love Os.
Okay. You just won the episode, Hyle.
Have we all won the episode? One of us each?
Sure. No, but yeah, basically you'd have a bunch of like-minded websites that would have web rings that you could either it was basically a tag that you would put at the bottom of your page, and you could either go to the next one, or you could randomly go to, any of the sites in this web ring. So the idea was basically you would.
I remember there was a lot of those on GeoCities / West Hollywood.
Yeah. So what you're doing is filling a couple bullets into the chamber and spinning it, and then pulling the trigger while it's pressed against your temple.
Wait, so does that mean one of them is a GOTC website?
Occasionally, you would find sites that signed up for these web rings for no other purpose than the very proto trolling that existed on the internet before trolling was a proper pastime.
Yeah, I would say there's a reason web rings fell into disuse. And,
yeah, the complete lack of oversight was probably that reason.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
So, I know, but I really, really want DK Spartacus / Bomo to succeed. I hope several DK Spartacuses spring up. Spartacai. I am DK Spartacus. No, I am DK Spartacus. I want them to rise up.
And someone in the back is, I'm Bomo.
I want 12, 24, 36. I don't know why I'm counting in 12s, but I want them. I want a lot of Donkey Kong sites because
we want a gross of Donkey Kong sites.
No, but listen, not only is competition good for the soul and for the content, but it also a lot of people are putting extra burden on DKVine that you are the meeting place for Donkey Kong fans. You have to be this. You have to do this, drop that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of killing the joy because I never asked for that responsibility. We have a very specific view. And if we could just be one of the many, then this is the website you come to when you want to talk about the so-called Donkey Kong universe, the shared talking animal universe that Rare created.
And, unfortunately, it's always easier to bitch about something than to engage in it, and it's even easier to engage in something than it is to create something of your own. So the fact that Bomo is supposedly putting his free time where his mouth is encouraging.
Hey lads, you know where I like to put my mouth in my free time?
On Bomo's
apartheid.
Yeah.
Thing is, either way, I reckon there's going to be a lot of Mario punching bag shenanigans in Bomo's website too. So.
Mario, what now?
Well, in part of the thing, people are accusing you guys and DKVine staffers of using Mario as a punching bag.
Do they realize Mario's a fictional character? Because I think no.
He's
think
not Anita Sarkeesian here. We are not Bendelin in this issue.
Fuck Bendelin, fuck everyone.
I'm sure, Scraps, you're going to have plenty to talk about in next week's Forum Watch with this Jack Thompson thread.
I don't think there will be a Forum Watch next week. I'm preparing to fly overseas, so...
Oh, no, you're going to miss so much fun content. Maybe Milo can do it for you.
Maybe Saf can step back in and, No, but, what they're saying is that we are unfair to the Mario series, that we take and I think I'm pinpointed in this because I know, like, that's my thing, is being a Donkey Kong absolutist, where, I look at it like this. No, of course I don't hate Mario. Like, that's absurd. But it's also, Donkey Kong is my team. It's my sports team, it's who I root for. And especially when you have games like Smash Brothers, where you pretty much are competing with every other franchise
for the attention of one man.
Yeah. But I mean, it definitely.
This is like The Bachelor, and Sakurai refuses to give us a rose.
Yeah, we really want him to, hand us a banana, but he classifies that as a Smash Brothers item.
Iwata takes all of those for himself.
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of them in his hands, if you know what I mean.
You mean he's holding elongated yellow fruit?
Look, Chad. Bloody hell.
Innuendo.
He likes to put that in. He likes to put that in his naughty beaver.
You could say it's like I was going to make a neck his nuts, but I realized it didn't make sense.
Yeah, you could say.
Wait. Are you telling me that there was a tortured sexual innuendo that you refused to make because it was too much of a stretch? That's shocking to me.
Okay. Anyway. My point was that no, look, I grew up a Mario fan, and Donkey Kong Country was my video game soulmate. When that came along, I was like, oh, this is what I've been waiting for. But it's not that I hate Mario. It's just a lot of it's in jest. It's part of the humor. And I'm going to say why I prefer Donkey Kong over Mario if it ever comes up. And these are the reasons. And I'm sorry if you don't disagree, but this is a forum of ideas. It's not, I'm not trying to say this is the way you need to believe because I'm the co-owner of this site. I'm just a guy with opinions, and I'm going to express them because it's a forum. It's in the title. It's a gathering place of ideas, and
yeah. All right. So let's keep going with probably one more thing because this has definitely gone into 2-hour territory. So Manfrog mentions that there's stylistic reasons for the way things appear in the Donkey Kong Country games. Like, he tries and explains that the ships that are there or something like that, and the Lost World, and perhaps anything that can be implied from the Tiki Tak tribe was more there because of stylistic reasons. It's not because of any history. And it's not because of any hints that is going on. What would you respond to that?
Well, sure, you could just play the game and not enjoy the world that Retro or before them Rare has built for you, but
or Payon.
Yeah. You could do that. That's perfectly legitimate, but that's not the way Chad and I are wired. I mean, that's
the basic conceit of DKVine is that we're going to appreciate the larger world that these characters inhabit, and we're going to imagine ourselves living in that world, or try and put ourselves into the shoes or lack thereof of the characters.
I mean, and the amazing thing is, it really does hold up for the most part. Like when you start like connecting the dots, and it's not like it's something that is just completely fabricated. I mean, Rare really did have a great attention to detail when it came to this stuff, like Kremlantis, the Kremlin temples, that were going to come back in Donkey Kong Racing. I mean, it's not like this stuff was just, we're not going to put any thought behind this.
And the strange thing, it's interesting, in the DKVine staff chat, Cameron recently found an old design document from Nintendo of America from 1993 for Mario, and in that document they talked about how the different qualities of Mario. Not only, by the way, did they say that Mario was born in Brooklyn, they definitively that's from Nintendo. They would also say things like Mario is tolerant. He's been on so many adventures that there's nothing he doesn't have an open mind about. There's they fleshed out this character, they fleshed out this world, and that was something that even those games used to do. Like in the first Super Mario Brothers, they would explain that all of the blocks that you destroy are actually toads that have been transformed into blocks by Bowser's evil magic. They take all of they used to take all of the weird video game logic and try and explain it.
And I think we're some of the only people who actually read the instruction manuals, and I think that's where a lot of maybe this disconnect is coming from. Is that you could just play the game and not prep yourself beforehand, but I like to read the instruction manual and get a flavor of the universe and learn the backstory and see what was going on. You know?
So when you open up, as an 8-year-old, you open up the Donkey Kong Country instruction manual and you're greeted with Lee Loveday's Dark and Stormy Night, which sets the tone so pitch perfectly.
Oh my God! When like I said, I think I've told this story before, probably on the Kongversation, but when I learned that Cranky Kong, this old ape with a beard, was the original Donkey Kong, and that immediately hooked me. Like I was like, "Oh my God, what?" And then this must be Donkey Kong Jr. as an adult,
Yeah, and that's that sort of runs contrary to the point that DK Spartacus Bamo was making about how we have some vendetta against the arcade games. It's no, we just fell in love with Donkey Kong Country, but one of those characters, and depending on your interpretation of DK Jr., two of those characters are from the arcade games, and we are fully we embrace that with no reservations. That's
just because we're not necessarily fans of the arcade games doesn't mean we have a vendetta against them. We understand that's the foundation. I mean, I
actually consider myself kind of a fan of those games. They're a lot of fun. They're just not what I fell in love with as an 8-year-old.
All right. So just imagine then if there was a new Wii U game. And it was called Donkey Kong. Okay, no country. It was the classic arcade game, but it had Donkey Kong with the tie, and it was essentially Mario. The Mario jump over barrels and into and try and save Paluna or whatever the fuck her name is. Anyway, so
Paluna. No, that you got it right.
Paulina, I think. So suppose they have an HD version of that, and it's got like. Okay, I'll add a twist to it. There's Donkey Kong Country tropical free scenery in the background, or Donkey Kong Country Returns and classic Donkey Kong Country scenery as well. Would that become a categorize of the DKU?
You're describing Mario versus Donkey Kong. We have already had that game come out. And,
okay. And it's got Donkey Kong Country in the background as well?
No.
It has graphics. It has a graphical style that is half inspired by Donkey Kong Country, especially the design of DK himself. And yeah, we covered it. We brought it into the Donkey Kong universe as covered by DKVine, and we have no problems with that aside from it not really
it was a terrible game.
Not being up to par. I'm trying to be diplomatic here.
That might just be because I really just hate Mario, and especially Mario's fans. I hate them so much.
Yeah, let's fucking bash Mario. I hate that fucking ugly moustache on him.
That fictional character is a cancer on society.
You know what? You know what I really hate? Baby Mario.
Let's just fuck him. Let's gangbang little baby Mario and
whoa.
do an Eiffel Tower on him. Like join Gary Glitter and Rolf Harris on that action.
I think you're alone on this one, Scraps.
I think I can hear sirens again. Yeah.
Oh shit! You're right. Anyways, Chad, I think you are the member of the DKVine Bitch Wars. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're the member of the DKVine Bitch Wars.
Well,
you are the peacemaker. You're the Indian when the Spanish settlers came in. Or was it Spanish?
Wait, so I get a smallpox blanket?
You've got a pipe with a full load of marijuana and you just smoke that shit all day and offer it to the others. But then you have DK Spartacus who didn't give a shit and still took over your society and developed the world into Western society. So
at least they gave me a casino here, lads.
Yeah, bloody hell, eh?
So how many of these Silverbacker episodes do we have left, Chad?
Oh, God.
Okay. Well, looks like John the Hentai Octopus is fucking raping some Japanese schoolgirls again. I've got to dump some more bodies. See you, lads. Yeah. Well, that was nice, wasn't it? Yeah, just gotta bin this tissue. Alright. Let's go outside and see how much work I've got to do. Oh, God. Ugh. Look at all this spunk all over me. Oh, John.
This has been produced by
STD.
and
Chad!
and
HYLE.